Alright students, now we are going to continue with our previous topic, tenses. Now in tenses we are going to study the perfect tenses of all past perfect tense, the future perfect tense and present perfect tense. Now perfect basically defines the complete action that has already taken place. Now how does this happen in present perfect tense? Let's understand. The present perfect tense is used when an action began in the past yet is still relevant. It's created by using the present tense of have and the past participle. For example, it has just struck 10, he has just gone out. Now remember to look out for irregular past participles. For example, again, he has drunk all the milk again, you have left your umbrella behind. Let's explain it on the board with a little example again. For present perfect tense, the rules that we follow are, we use has or have, and for the verb we use third form of the verb. For example, let's take an example from the screen itself. It has just struck 10. Now we need to understand that out of both the rules, both the things should be valid in a sentence. Now let's see. According to the rules, in present perfect tense, we need to have either has or have. So we have implied this rule here. Third form of the verb. Struck is the third form of strike. So it has just struck 10 is a present perfect tense. Now moving on to past perfect tense. The past perfect tense is used to show that one action in a sentence finishes before a second action begins. Words like before and after are indicators that the past perfect tense may be used. However, there are no strict rules for this situation. But the past perfect is created by using had plus third form of the verb. Here we have given the first person, the third person and the second person, like I had, you had, she had, we had, they had. Now let's check out the examples. For example, I had done my exercise when Hari came to see me. After he had tied his shoes, he left the house. The baby ripped the book before the mother had noticed him playing with it. Now let's understand this on the board. Past perfect tense. Now the rules followed for this tense is you use had and third form of the verb. For example, we'll take an example from the screen itself that says, I had done my exercise when Hari came to see me. Now let's check out if we have all the implications of the rules. Had is the first thing that is foremost implied in a past perfect tense. So that is here. Now we have the third form of the verb. Now I had done. Done is the third form of did, do. My exercise when Hari came. Came is again third form of come. So here it becomes a past perfect tense. Future perfect tense. The future perfect is used to talk about an action that will be finished before something else happens in the future. It is made by using will plus have plus the past participle. Look for keywords which suggest the action in the future, such as later, tomorrow, next week and next year. Let's look at the examples. I promise I will have this finished by the end of today. Hopefully, the prospectors will have found gold before winter comes. Will you have shaken that coal by next week, do you think? We will have eaten all the food by the time he arrives. Now let's see this on the board with rules. Okay, now we are talking about future perfect tense. Here we are talking about an action that will take place in future but will have completed simultaneously without being another action followed up. So for this, the rules are, we use will plus have and third form of the verb. Let's do it with an example. For example, we will have eaten all the food by the time he arrives. Now let's see what are the implication of rules here. Will, we've already used will here, we will. We have to use have as well, will plus have, so have is being used. Now according to the rule implication, third form of the verb is being used in future perfect tense. So eaten is the word here, which is the third form of eat. So this sentence eventually becomes future perfect tense. We will have eaten all the food by the time he arrives. Moving on. Now we move on to continuous tenses. These are the actions which are taking place. So these are easier more to explain than the perfect tense. Perfect tense explains the action which has already happened but in past or happened in future or might happen in present tense. So here the action is still taking place. It's still going on. So let's understand how we use it in various forms. Present continuous tense. When something is happening at the same time, we are talking about it. That's when we use the present continuous tense. We form it by using the present tense of be plus past participle and the root form word with ing. For example, let's see. She is washing the car as we speak. Are you coming with us to the party? Where are we going? I am not arguing with you, I am discussing the matter with you. Now let's understand the rules and the implications on the board. Now, for present continuous tense, the rules that we use are the basic form of the verb and ing in front of the basic form. So we use root form of verb plus ing. Now let's look at an example from the board itself. She is washing the car as we speak. She is washing the car. Let's stick it till here. Now we need ing after the root form of the verb. So wash is the root form and ing has been used according to the rules. So this implies this to be a present continuous tense. Why? Because we are actually using the base forms of the verb which we have used in simple tense. Moving on, now we have past continuous tense. Let's understand this. Past continuous tense is used to refer to several temporal situations. It is made with the past tense of be, the present participle and the root word ing. It is narrative in past tense. Now, it was raining, the water was pouring down in sheets and the passerby were getting wetter with every step despite their umbrellas. Now, we have situations also where we can imply past continuous tense. Let's look at the situations. When one action is happening at the time of another particular time. For example, it was raining during lunch. Now, it is raining. One action is taking place and for another set of time. That is, during lunch time, it was raining. The next implication goes with when one action is happening at the same time as another. When two actions are happening simultaneously, then we use past continuous tense. For example, it was raining while I was walking out. So now there are two actions taking place simultaneously. One, it is raining and the other one is when I was walking out. Now, next, remember not to use the past continuous tense with non-action verbs like seem and know. These verbs should use the simple past. For example, I was knowing my neighbor quite well. I knew my neighbor quite well. So now, seem, words like seem, know, knew are non-action verbs. These are verbs which are expressive verbs, not action verbs. For in this case, we do not use ing. For in this case, we actually go for rules that imply with simple past. Now, let's have a look on the board and make it a little simpler with the rules in the example. Okay, so as per the rules, what we have seen, the past tense of be plus root form of the verb with ing. Let's take an example. It was raining during lunch. So, here, as per the rules, the implications are was and raining, the root form of the verb with ing. So this sentence, it was raining during lunch, is a past continuous tense where action has already taken place but it was continuing in there. Moving on. Now we'll have a look at future continuous tense. The future continuous relates one action in the future to another specific action or time. It's formed this way: will plus be plus present participle, the root word with ing. For example, we will be going to the gym after work. Will you be joining us? Now let us see these rule implications on the board. Future continuous tense. The rules are implied as where we'll add will plus be plus root form of the verb with ing. Remember always, in continuous tense, the root form of the verb with ing is a stagnant thing. It remains same in present continuous tense, past continuous tense and future continuous tense. Now, Let's have a look at the example. We will be going to the gym after work. Now we will be going to the gym. Here, as per the implications, we have will in the sentence, we have be, and going is, root word is go implied with ing, making it a continuous sentence. So we will be going to the gym after work implies to be a future continuous tense.